welcome back to the Eye on Access, and I'm Anders Spencer.
And I'm Olof
Actually, Spencer's my middle name, Anderson's my last name, actually.
That is correct.
Okay, we're going to do a bit of a what do you call it?
Preview of the next season.
Yeah, preview of the next season. And what we're going to do, we're going to run from 16 up to number 1 of where we think the teams will finish in the 2010 season. And number 16, Jeff, I don't think there's any surprises here. There's no doubt that this team is the weakest team in the league. Doesn't really contribute very much, very quiet, and really needs a lot of support if they're going to go up and actually win a game. And that is Cat Attack. Brian, he'll be finished number 16. Jeff, any surprises there?
No surprises there. I don't know if we have to spend any more time in the show on this team.
Sorry, Olof, I'm calling you Jeff, but so number 16, fine with you?
16 is fine. Let's move on.
I'll move on. Number 15 is a much talked about position. You don't want to finish down there, but and who's number 15 this year?
Number 15, if I may take this one. Anders, thanks for that. Just actually my nickname. Rabo Records. Look, Rabo Records is just, well, I think they've become far too focused on actually thinking that they're dominating the blog, and my sources over in Australia say that the boys actually think that Pat's yet to make actually one comment in about 4 years that actually makes sense. So the word is that he's actually mentally deranged, and he's become obsessed with going after thugs, magpies in the blog. And he thinks he's actually winning the blog, but first of all, maybe he should work on winning a game and actually making the finals, which I believe he's done once and lost in the first round.
There's a very good point, Olof, that you raised there. I mean, if you remember Rabo's records last year, were on fire early. They were out clear, on top of the ladder. Then they got into this sort of immature sort of schoolyard sort of football attitude, and they dropped well out of the top 8. Didn't even get into the top 8 after being on top. Thought they won the blog, but didn't even figure in the final series. Not even the losers did they actually hardly do anything there as well. And I don't remember. Yeah, that's right. I think Thugs Magpies actually finished on top of the ladder there, so they actually won the blog and also won on the top of the ladder and got into the final series, and were very commendable with the top 4 finish.
Yeah, exactly right, Anders. And I think I'd have to put in Rabo Records as 15th, definitely. 15th team this year, just not really worth saying much more about them.
Yeah.
The ordinary team.
Let's lock them in.
Lock it in.
Okay,
Next.
number 14. It really does surprise me to say this team's name in number 14. I have had the pleasure of knowing them throughout the years and seeing them develop, but really their youth policy didn't come through, and we have to put the Devils in number 14. Unfortunately, being connected with the Rabatini brand name hasn't been beneficial for this team, and they have gone on after a good first year. But the rumours were that Kangaroo J and Thugs Magpies targeted this team mentally after the first season.
Yeah, I've heard that too. That was something which happened, and he was up there, and just like Rabo Records, the floor was taken out from underneath him. Pretty much, that's it.
So, 14 for...
14th, definitely.
Yes, 14 is where we're going to stand with that team. I don't expect them to improve. They're not that good.
No, I think we should move along. Not much more to be said about the Rabo brothers.
Number 13 will be a huge surprise for the football community out there, but this team, to be honest, the signs were showing that they're ageing.
Yeah, I think so, Anders. Kelly's Heroes definitely showed an exceptional level of arrogance last year. They were, I think, 3 games clear on top. Is that correct? And then obviously saved their trades, ended up missing the top 4, and I think Thugs Magpies knocked them out in the second round of the finals. So I think they're on the way down as well. Definitely on the way down.
If you remember, they've been smashed out of the final series in the last 2 years, and I don't really think that they're going to recover from this one. They can change their names to Gemma or whatever they want to call it, that coach now. It used to be Tony, but now it's called Gemma for this season. So I think that it indicates that really they've lost the plot.
Quite puzzling, actually. Yeah, next. Move on, he's gone.
Number 12.
Mickey Briggs. Mickey Briggs. Well, I'm going to pass it back to you on that one, actually, Anders.
Yeah, I understand that you got threatened by this young man last year, and
threatened by him, so I prefer not to
threatened a court injunction there on Mickey Briggs. Look, this guy really could have been anything. Hasn't just really developed into anything. He's just a disappointment. But I really do think he might improve this year. I think that he's got a new new attitude, and I think that his new fitness regime over the summer will see him come through, and I think he'll definitely be way above Rubbo's Wreckers and the Devils and the Heroes. So some improvement there. He's up and coming.
Lock him in, number 12. I think maybe if we move along to Muzz's Spazzos, look, really just in the middle, nothing really exceptional, doesn't really have any genuine tactics that are going to worry the top 8 teams. Yeah, next.
Yeah, well, I think he's a nice competitor. I would want to say something about him. He's a good guy, and I think he's contributed.
Yeah, I guess.
He's quite eloquent in the blog when he does take some time and put some time into something. It usually works, but he's a little bit lazy. That's his problem. If we go to number 10, this team was actually new last year. Quite impressive, I thought, in the first season. I think you gave them the first team of the year or whatever.
First year team. Best first year team. Yeah, Norwich Rising Star.
Not very good English.
Yeah, I have noticed. That's right, Anders. I think Catastrophic is definitely on the way up. I think they have some unusual tactics, which will come out maybe in our next episode. And we're picking them to finish 10th. And I must say they are very good contributors to the blog. They're consistently in there. So next we have Gus Mann's Groovers. Well,
that's number 9.
Number 9, I think, Anders, that Gus Mann's Groovers made a tragic mistake. I think 3 years ago, they made the big statement on the blog that Rabbo Wreckers and Thugs Magpies were buys. He would beat those two, save his trades, finish top 4 and win. Well, Gus Mann's Groovers could be known as king of the losers because he's finished 9th, I think, 3 years in a row, won the losers final, then made the finals last year. I think he's 9th again.
I think it was quite clear he played above himself last year and snuck into the finals. He can't go any further this year.
No, he's hit the ceiling.
Yeah.
He's hit the glass ceiling, the ice ceiling, he's hit the ceiling.